In the crime scene, a single move or a hidden intent can tighten the noose around your neck or slap you free from it. How could that be? From time immemorial, the king Hammurabi, the king of Babylon, he was the first person to carve the written laws into stone tablets. And yes, indeed, I understand that the capital punishment existed prior to this, but it was the first instance of its codification and official record, far from make customary rules passed down by tradition. His code laid down a strict justice for crimes such as murder, theft, treason, adultery, and even perjury. When it comes to punishment, believe me, the execution was only the tip of the iceberg. Offenders faced brutal methods such as beating to death, drowning, burning, crucifixion. Each was designed to send you a chilling message. Try to break the law and you'll pay the ultimate price. Despite the severity of each and every punishment for that, not all the murderers were sentenced to death, exactly as it is right now in the Egyptian law. In the Egyptian Penal Code number 58 of 1937, which defined the crimes and also the punishment, it said that you will be executed for cases such as premeditated murder, rape with some aggravating factors, terrorism, and catch that, even will be applied on a witness whose perjury was the reason for the defendant to be executed. So if you testify falsely, pray to God that this will not be the reason that the defendant will be sentenced to death. That begs a question in your mind. So if our law is that tough, why do some people who have obviously committed crimes will still manage to dodge the gallows? Actually, the answer of that will not be fitting on only one episode. It will take like 2 or 10 episodes. However, let me go and dive deep with you in the most 3 controversial cases. We have cases including some certain mitigating circumstances, justification recognized by law, and also an exemption from criminal responsibility. On the law number 12, 1996, which was amended by the law number 126, 2008, any child below the 18 years old at the time of the crime, he will not be executed. He will only placed in a care institution. This will beg a question. So right now we are in 2 conditions. If I was 17 years old at the time of the crime, and let's say when I was 19 years old, the crime got discovered, will I be getting the death penalty or will I be placed in a care institution? The answer is we are not taken into consideration when the crime was discovered. We are only taken into consideration when the crime was committed, which is completely different. Some may object in that, especially in the light of the current crimes we see in the social media right now. And we'll say, okay, so we are watching right now children committing some crimes which will be hard and difficult on a 40-year-old man. He will even hesitate to carry it out. Yes, I understand and I agree on that. However, the answer will be, it's widely held that any child below 18 years old, he has not yet attained the emotional and cognitive maturity, nor the capacity to understand or to foresee what will be the outcome behind their actions. Furthermore, their emotional triggers are more sensitive and easily activated than a matured man. One person can ask me, okay, so let's go ahead and update this law or change it because it will not fit anymore in this society. From my point of view, you cannot force a jacket to fit your body. So kindly, let's go ahead and get rid of this concept, which is the positive parenting, because none of you are aware what's the strategy for that. We are only like following the trend for that. We are not aware how to do that or how to raise our children up in such a way. And on the street, we are the only one who are facing the consequences of the way you are raising up your children. On top of that, Egypt has already ratified the United Nations Convention on the Right of the Child in 1990. Let's turn to one of the most debated cases. On the Article 237 on the Egyptian Penal Code, it states that if a man caught his wife in the act of the adultery and killed her, he will get the excuse of being provocated. What did that mean? So if any husband caught his wife cheating on him and killed her, he will not be executed. 2 words can change your fate: being surprised or surprise and immediacy. So let's say, what will happen if he was expecting that 2 days ago and he was spying on her to get the chance to kill both of them, he will not get the benefit of being provoked. And the next example is, if he caught his wife in the act of the adultery, however, he just calmed down for a while, let's say 1 or 2 hours, and then he killed her. Also, he will not get the benefit of the mitigating excuse. Because to be able to get the excuse, you need to be provoked. And also, you will not be provoked if you weren't surprised. What the point around or behind the immediacy? Immediacy means that you did not have the intent to kill her. However, you were just provoked. In the other part, if you calmed down for a while and then killed her, that means that right now you have the intent to kill her, which is completely different as well. And of course, one of the saddest stories ever, justices were divided. Actually, in that case, I used to see that justices were divided. However, I was like, okay, here we go. They are going to give me some objections on killing her. Meanwhile, the justice. Why, for the sake of God, you're not given the same excuse to her father and brother as well? Actually, I was like, okay, that's fine. I already used to that. However, the law will only give the excuse for the husband. So if you were a father or a brother of this woman, if you killed her, you will get the death penalty because you're not the husband in that case. So we have right now 3 points: being the husband, being surprised, and immediacy. So always remember, our law can give you a hidden right, but behind it there will be a loophole that might be your trap. Let's go ahead and imagine you are getting your vacation, your days off, or your annual days off after, let's say, 2 years of struggling with your manager for that. And you are already ready to pack your bags, walking by the streets, grabbing your coffee, listening to Kulthum. And get that, the mad man of your street. He decided to send you to spend your annual days in hell. So in such a case, if he killed you, he will give the excuse of lacking legal standing. But if you killed him first, you will get the excuse of the necessary defense. Last but not least, on the Article 245 till the Article 251 of the Penal Code, it states that if a person killed another in a legitimate self-defense, whether to protect his own life, others' life, or his property, he will not be executed and he will get the benefit of necessary defense. So again and again and again, always there will be a loophole in that. If the attacker escaped and you ran to his house trying to kill him because he was trying to kill you, in that case, you will not get the benefit of this excuse and it will be another scenario. Because you are only able to avert the danger and no more. One word can make a difference, and here's how it works in law. Here is the biggest legal plot twist in Egypt. If a man caught his wife cheating on him or in the act of adultery and he killed both of them, she and her lover, he will get the excuse of being provoked. But let me get back one step. If she or her lover killed the husband in such a case, they will get the excuse of the necessary defense. Both of them will not be executed. So it's always between you and how fast you are. Ultimately, always remember that there are other cases and even loopholes in the scenarios mentioned before. Well, it changes the story, but it does not spark the same controversy like the previous cases. And right now, here we finally go to the most important part. Why is this episode being recorded in English? It's a documentary for my mother's birthday. I really want to thank her for every and each thing she did to me. Also, she was the first one taught me this language, and I will not forgive or deny my father's favor actually for that, because also he was the first one taught her this language. On the topic of law, let's wrap up this episode with one of the greatest comebacks led by the Interior Ministry. And always remember that you are part of the law. So when you see any incident in the street, always kindly go ahead and call those numbers below and you will get an immediate assistance.